Hello, everyone, and welcome to my observation presentation. Today, I will walk you through different sessions that I observed. Each session features a unique client and therapeutic approach, ranging from cognitive behavioral therapy techniques to motivational interviewing, supportive counseling, and mental status examinations. We will explore the key objectives, client concerns, interventions applied, and notable therapist strategies for each session. Throughout, I will connect these examples to relevant peer-reviewed literature from the past 5 years to highlight evidence-based practices in mental health counseling. In the first session, I observed Claire sharing her three wishes: more preparation time for school, a younger sister to nurture responsibility, and more time with her parents. The counselor explained confidentiality limits and encouraged her to elaborate. Claire was thoughtful, self-reflective, and communicated openly. The counselor used warmth, clarification, and validation to encourage deeper discussion. From a theoretical perspective, this reflects a humanistic/person-centered approach with developmental theory influences. The key learning here is the value of clarifying goals, linking them to achievable actions, and balancing idealism with realism. Next, Claire learned an emotional regulation tool called the emotional change trick. Step one is to honor her feelings. Step two is to change her thoughts and behaviors. Step three is to spread a good mood, and step four is to teach someone else this method. She shared her personal coping methods like reading, drawing, music, and talking with friends. The counselor used humor and structure to reinforce learning. The theoretical base here is CBT and social learning theory. The key takeaway here is simple, teachable coping mechanisms, encourages more peer-to-peer sharing. Here, the counselor asks Clara to list 10 unique strengths without repeating any answers. She listed traits like kindness, adaptability, creativity, dedication, and family orientation. Although hesitant to accept compliments, she acknowledged the truth in them. The counselor reinforced reoccurring effort themes. The approach combines positive psychology and CBT reframing. The key takeaway here is helping clients articulate strengths, build self esteem, and resilience. In the closing session, the counselor reframed Clara's earlier goals into practical steps, including balance with study and rest. He suggested that she seeks mentorship opportunities and begin to invite her parents to activities. Claire was receptive and expressed trust in the process. This uses the theoretical approach, solution focused brief therapy, and person centered techniques. The key takeaway here is reframing unrealistic wishes into actionable plans fosters empowerment. In this slide, we are addressing anger management with client TJ. TJ spoke about anger and his view that using weapons shows weakness. The counselor explored his discomfort with vulnerability and reframed strength as tolerance and helpfulness. TJ envisioned becoming a motivational speaker to inspire others in recovery. From a theoretical perspective, this is using the motivational interviewing and CBT reframing technique. The key takeaway here is redefining personal values can open new pathways for change. Lewis reflected on drinking habits, aiming for moderation, which he suggests would be 4 drinks for him, with the counselor suggesting 3. Lewis valued balance, fitness, and relationships. This is using the motivational interviewing and relapse prevention model. The key takeaway here is that gentle changes can help clients reevaluate goals. A CBT session addressed group participation anxiety. The client identified unhelpful thoughts, their emotional impact, and developed supportive self talk. The approach involved cognitive restructuring and gradual exposure. The key takeaway here is that challenging distortions can break avoidance cycles. The counselor assessed orientation, memory, mood, and judgment. Carl was articulate, sometimes irritable with intact cognition, but some unusual beliefs. The theoretical approach here is the clinical assessment and person centered approach. The lesson here is MSE offers a structured way to understand client functioning. Throughout each session, the counselor reinforced progress, encouraged reflection, and set achievable goals, creating a safe space without judgment. Research shows positive regard strengthens the therapeutic alliance. The counselor encouraged engagement in meaningful activities to counter depression, planning them into the week and discussing barriers. Behavioral activation can match CBT effectiveness for some depression cases. The counselor combined motivational interviewing, solution focused therapy, and CBT, helping clients set SMART goals and track progress. Tailoring interventions to clients reflects best practices in current literature. Thank you so much.